So I have put the name of the title as Decide and Have It Now. And recently I always try to reverse engineer my own manifestations and what I'm doing in my own consciousness and how the whole thing shows up and why. And so uh, I realized that at the base of it, at the very base of it, we can study the law for thousands of years. We can know this intellectually as read it intellectually as many times as possible. We can listen to all the videos. We can even try some techniques here and there, right? But what does it all boils down to, right? And where is the disconnect? There is a disconnect between the manifestation, right? Why some things happen and other things don't. And it boils down to the fundamental human experience, right? We are double-minded. Neville Goddard has clearly told us that there is no external God, it's just you. The God is within, Christ is within. And once you discover the Christ within, the only power you can turn to is him or her or whatever you want to. It's genderless, there is no gender to it. But basically, you can only turn to yourself in your own I amness, I am awareness. And from there, all magic happens. But what we do is we do techniques and we start depending on the techniques too much. Then we start depending on the coaches. Like I do it as well, but I have made it very clear that I can only show you your blind spots. You manifest. You have the same power as I do, and you manifest everything in your life. And all you need is a new perspective, right? The way you look at things. If you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. I think Wayne Dyer said that. He was a famous law of attraction and law of attraction sort of a speaker and an author. So where is the disconnect? The disconnect is between your ego and your divine self. That's it. There is no other. There is no other that can mess up anything in your life or add anything in your life or take away anything from your life. A coach can only remind you that, hey, you are thinking about this with your ego and logic, and you're forgetting the main thing, that you're not your ego, and the work is done by the Father, as Christ said in one of his verses, that I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. It's the Father that does the work. But we try to micromanage it with ego. We distrust ourselves, and basically we do not make a firm decision to go all in, right? And something came to me recently. I was like, I'm gonna now start to be in my desired reality. I'm gonna enter in my desired reality. And then I was like, isn't that a confession that I'm not already in there? Right? It's very subtle, right? Somebody is trying to manifest the SP and they're like, okay, I'm gonna apply this technique, and eventually, this technique is gonna get me them. There is no them and there is no future. There's only now. So what you are waiting for is nothing. It doesn't exist. So the only way for it to manifest now is to be that now, right now. Go all in with your decision that it's done, it's mine, and then don't contradict yourself. This is looking back at everything that I have now manifested. It was always a decision. Oftentimes techniques have failed me, or I failed myself, because techniques are just powers that I give to them. It's self-hypnosis anyways. But I've noticed that every single burning desire of mine, what burning desire means is something you cannot let go. I can forget about not getting a coffee, right? Free coffee. I can forget about not getting another computer. I have already 4 of them, right? It's meaningless. But some burning desires, like, for example, specific person, people, or certain amount of wealth, or having a new life in a new country, or having a flat that is absolutely necessary for you. These are burning desires. And every single burning desire of mine, I have noticed that at the end of the day, I decided and I said it is mine, and that is it. I did not give an F after that. I went all in with my I am awareness, and I stopped negotiating with my ego, right? The moment you negotiate with your ego, you will lose because it's the master deceptor. It's the deceiver in the Bible. Neville Goddard says it is Satan. That is Satan, the deceiver, right? Who's in opposition to your higher self, your lower self. There is no other. So at the end of the day, decide that you have it now, and then don't say is gonna show up, or don't say where is it, or don't say I don't feel any different. None of those things matter. I think Christ was talking to his disciples, and and he said, "You all shall do greater works than I." And one of his disciples said, "But I don't feel any different. I don't feel that I can do it." And Christ said, "Who said that you need to feel anything?" So it's not a feeling is the secret. I understand what Naval Gardner was talking about, but even that is a technique. Imagination is a technique, right? What's the back end of everything is a decision to be something and then being it. And then you imagine that, okay, I have it. I'm going to use my imagination as a sense to sense that I have it, right? I'm going to feel it real right now, or I'm going to feel gratitude. I'm going to journal about it that I have it now. The key word is have it now. Don't wait for it into somewhere into the future. Don't put it somewhere out there, because the moment you do that is the moment you violate the first principle of manifestation, which is and as you can only have it now. There is no time. And the moment you have it now and you don't contradict it, you're gonna get it in the now moment, the next now moment, whatever that is. How it's gonna show up is naturally how God makes it happen, and it's very natural, right? So that those are the ways of your Father, your higher self, that you can never predict, and it's no use dwelling in that. So the title says have it now, and it is very insidious. I still sometimes do it. I'm like, I am gonna do this, and I'm gonna affirm, and then I will slip into my desire. No, I'm there right now, and I affirm from being there, thinking from, not thinking of that. So that's the difference that Neville Goddard also warned about. Don't think of it somewhere in place and time and space and time out there. Think of it right here, right now, and appropriate it. What is appropriating it? Claiming it, just taking something as yours and running away with it, and then that's it. There is no then. It's gonna show up because this experience is linear. It appears to be linear, and we are human. The human experience is that way. It's time is a very annoying thing, but you must understand there is no time. Time is a crutch. It is a trap of the deceiver within to put off your occupation, as Navalgar says, um, deferred occupancy. Ah, what was that? Deferred occupancy. Oh, perpetual construction, but deferred occupancy. That you keep building and building, but never be in your state. So there is no better time than now.